right. What's up, folks? Hello, Alex. Hello, Pamela. Thank you for liking live and sharing and all that good stuff. Welcome, 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 one and all. People are darting in and out as always, but I'm sure we'll get folks coming in shortly. All right. Looks like all systems are running, so that's good. Let's see. Nope, forgot to do the thing. Yeah. Now I think we're good. All the tech stuff. It's all that tech stuff you got to do. All right. Johnny's here. Yara's here. Hopefully Danny will be here. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that I'm not going to talk about because it's not my story to tell, but some of it is very unfortunate. I think there are some people who sort of treat TikTok like it's real life and more serious than it needs to be. Of course, that's just my opinion. Everyone is welcome to conduct themselves whenever, whichever the way they want. But, maybe some people get a little too into social media. Again, that's just my own perspective. That I don't think there's an absolute right or wrong about this. It's just how I feel about it. But anyway, so first thing you want to do, folks, is go up over my head somewhere next to my name. Hopefully you'll see the orange heart me. If you see it, please send one that tickles the algorithm. That's one of the main things that this platform looks at. So you want to do that. And then you want to share out the live. The easiest way to do that is hold your finger gently on the middle of the screen, either around my nose or my forehead, and your list of names will jump up. Your friends, your followers, whatever it is, it will pop up, and you can just click the word send or share, whichever one it is, next to each one. I forget which way it comes up. Let's see. It's send. Yeah, the word send comes up. So that's what you want to do. And then after that, you want to come back and tap that screen. Again, another strong indicator that people are interested in the live is how many people tap, and say they like the live. I know it's goofy, but that's just the way it is. Thank you, Galen. Hope I'm reading that right. Yes. Gail M. Thank you for the heart me. So let's start off by saying that today is Monday, February 23rd, according to the internet, in the year 2026. And there's all sorts of wild stuff going on. Normally, I've been trying to avoid current events and politics, but, it's kind of hard to since America is disappearing in front of our eyes, being overthrown by what I think is a fascist government. Danny's here. Thank you for the heart me, Danny. And now you're going to see what I was talking about in a few seconds when a good example of how to share out the lives. Because Danny is a master at that. We call him the head tapper in chief because he is on the ball always. He also sent a Go Popular. Thank you so much. That's a bonus. I appreciate that. And there he goes. Look at that. Look at this string of Grandpa Danny shares the live because he's just going to town. Because when you do that technique of holding down your finger on the screen, you can send out 40 different invitations. Now, that doesn't necessarily limit you to 40 people because if you are part of any chat groups or if you've created any chat groups, which are up to 30 people a pop, if you send to that chat group, however many people you have in that group will see the share. So that's a sweet thing. So keep that in mind. Now, before we get into it, I want to share something that I think is funny. Riot Maker's here. What's up, Riot? Thank you for the heart me. Appreciate you being here. All right, now, I am very late to this. I just discovered this a couple weeks ago. Apparently, it's like 3 years old. It was the Sprite Challenge. And the challenge is to try to drink a bottle of Sprite all the way down without burping before you get to the end. And apparently, this is a very difficult thing to do. Jay, I'll be taking guests in just a few minutes, so please hang out there. So, all right, here we go. Let's get to getting. And by the way, some of these people burping are women, which I think is extra funny.
Other video.
I gave up a long time ago.
That last one was a petite little blonde girl sounding like she's fucking possessed.
Jesus Christ!
Wow, that's a lot.
Oh. Can't.
Yeah, so I think it's about, as far as I could tell, about 1 out of 50 that could actually drink a whole bottle of Sprite without burping, and I just find that hilarious. So let's get the party started. I'm gonna bring on Danny, my perpetual guest host, and anyone else who feels like coming up, please feel free to request up, and let's see if my other guest who was up there before is still there. Nope, he's not there anymore. Danny, how you doing, brother?
All right, how are you doing, my friend? Good to see you back on the saddle again.
Back in the saddle again.
That's
Yeah. Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, Danny is like my brother from another mother, my honored guest. We are at each other's lives virtually every day, and that's just the way we like it. So how's your day been, Danny? I know it's been a little weird.
It's been weird since the weekend,
Yeah.
since last Thursday. It's been weird,
Yeah.
but I'm hanging in there. A little overly tired, but I made it through my 3-hour live. As the old top soldier that I am, I marched forward and got her done. So
That's right.
and
That's
so
right. Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, Danny does a live show 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Please adjust for your time zone. Mondays and Wednesdays, it's music from Danny's coming of age era, 50s, 60s, and 70s. And then Friday is the live show of all live shows, as far as I'm concerned. The most fun you will have on social media, any platform, in my opinion, is the live show that Danny does on Fridays, which is Trivial Pursuit. Although we should just call it trivia, because it's not only Trivial Pursuit, it's several different trivia games. But the subject matter goes all over the place. But all I can tell you is it is absolutely the best 3 hours of my week on social media. And sometimes the best 3 hours of my week, if I'm being honest, right? So I would say, go for it. Join us. And if you're following me, you'll see that I'm on here. Please follow Danny, and you'll get there as well. So, my subject tonight, at least temporarily, is Trump sucks ass. Spelled AZZ, just so I could get by all the censorship. But, today, we could probably talk about 500 different examples for why this is true. Hello from Maine. That's Glenn. Hi, Glenn from Maine. Welcome.
Yeah, it's a friend of mine from Maine. I met a couple of days ago.
Excellent, excellent. Well, any friend of Danny's is a friend of mine. And today I fire up the news. I looked at AP News, and it turns out
Hi,
that
Glenn.
several Olympic medalists are refusing to join Dump in the White House, which is extremely unusual. Normally, it's one of the perks of being a gold medalist, either as an individual or part of a team. It's just sort of pretty much commonplace that you're going to show up at the White House. But I look at this as America's best rejecting America's worst. What do you think, Danny?
I couldn't agree more. Even though I agree with you, it's been tradition that the president invites these gold medalists after every Olympics, and
Mm-hmm.
most of them go. There have been a few times where a few didn't
Almost
go, even to
always.
Democrat.
Almost
Yeah,
always they've gone, you know?
right. So yeah, this I think is a telling point of where we're at in this
Oh,
country.
wait. Hold your thought. Oh, we got a genius MAGA hat down here. He said, "You angry, Trump stopped child trafficking. Are you fucking serious? You cannot be serious. You have to be the biggest idiot in the fucking world to believe that. Really? Dump is possibly the worst after the name of the person in the files and Ghislaine. I'd say Dump is the third worst human being with regard to that, and you're defending Dump. Holy shit. These MAGA hats
Why
are the
am I
biggest
not
fucking
surprised?
losers.
I'm not surprised. I'm sorry to say,
Yeah.
I'm sick of them. I really am just sick of them.
You know, I wrote something about this the other day. Let me see if I can find it. I post so much that sometimes it's hard to find the shit that I post. Let's see if I can. Come on, what the fuck, man? Cooperate with me. Okay, that's not what I need. I need this. And now this. Come on. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this is what I posted 3 days ago. I'm 61 years old. As I grew up, I thought America had some bedrock principles. There were these persistent sound bites about justice and the American way. One of those sound bites that I was convinced was true was that PDF files were the scum of the earth, that nothing was worse than these people. Now I'm faced with the harsh reality that that idea simply isn't true. Now it seems as if PDF files can be forgiven as long as they're rich and powerful or simply belong to your team. I'm of the opinion that America was never a great country. If you thought it was, fair enough. But can you still make that claim with a clear conscience? So go ahead and unmute yourself, Danny. I just muted you for the background noise. So, I mean, how has America gotten to the point that there are people defending PDF files?
I don't understand it, to be honest with you. That it still boggles my mind. How could you justify uh, PDF files on top of that? The other stuff that's going on, the priest in the Catholic Church, and some of these religious leaders that have been caught with allegedly caught with child uh, pictures and videos and stuff in their computers and doing this stuff. It's unforgivable, but they accept it. They condone it now. And I guarantee you, if I had done something like that, or anybody else back in the day when I first was a teenager or even a adult in the army, I'd have been run out of town on a rail and tarred and feathered, and probably and worse, probably be murdered because of that. But nowadays, it doesn't seem like it matters to them, and that's what's disgusting. And these are supposed to be so-called Christians, Christians now.
Which doesn't impress me.
It's
Calling yourself a Christian doesn't mean anything to me, honestly.
not anymore.
Well, no, it never
No.
did. It never did.
Right.
I've been an atheist since I was 10 years old, and I have never been impressed by someone who puffs their chest and says, "I'm a Christian." Like, so what does that even mean? You're a fictional character? What the fuck does that mean? Look at these idiots in the comments. Ron Dero says, "Repent and be saved by Jesus Christ of Nazareth. He without sin cast the first stone." I don't need fictional characters involved in adult conversations. Bry MCC says, "Okay, cube ball, not cue ball, cube ball. Genius." Old Fat and Ugly says, "You defend it," which is ridiculous since I'm literally attacking it. Oh, man. Look at G2LO says, "Dump is mentioned over and over in the epi files, but nothing incriminating. That is a child's mentality." Rod Allen says, "God is real." Okay. When have you seen or heard of God? What evidence do you have that God is real beyond your imagination? We can have this conversation because it'll go nowhere. As a matter of fact, where is Rod Allen? I'll invite you up, Rod, because I'd love to hear the amazing news of the evidence that God is real. That would be exciting to me. Even though if God is real, I'd have to say his work does not impress me. Yes, Kate pointed out that Dump is in the files more than Jesus is in the Bible. So I guess he accepted my invitation. Rod, go ahead, Rod. Tell me about how God is real.
God is real.
Oh,
Why?
well, you've convinced me.
Think about.
Wow.
No. Think about why you're here. Think about why you're talking right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and that is evidence to you.
So you think.
Don't ask me what I think. You're up here
You
to
look-
present.
Wait, hold on. You look successful.
You made the claim that God is real. I asked you to come up here and present evidence of that, not ask me what I think. So go ahead and present evidence that God is real.
Every day. Look at the sky. Look at the.
Go
look
ahead.
At the
That's
earth.
not evidence. That's evidence that the sky
evidence.
exists. That's
No,
evidence
that's
that the earth
evidence.
exists. That's evidence
Look
that
at the
space
animals.
exists.
Look
What
at animals. Look at
is your
yourself.
evidence that God exists?
I just told you the evidence.
So you're a child, basically. You're a
That's
child.
not being a child.
No, you have the mind of a child. Oh,
That's not a mind
animals
of a
exist, so
child.
God must exist. What kind of childish logic
So
is
you don't
that?
believe? So how do you think that human
You
form
are here
is
to
created?
prove that God is real. Don't ask me a fucking thing. Tell me how you can prove God is real.
I'm telling you.
So
You saying my proof is wrong.
animals are your evidence that God is real.
Yourself.
I am myself, and I say God is not real. So that's not proof.
So you came from your father, right? And you came from your mother, right?
Yeah, because there's evidence of that.
And that's miracles.
It can't be a miracle if it happens
It can't be a
every
miracle. That's a
day.
miracle. No, that's a miracle.
It happens about 300,000 times a day. A miracle is something that doesn't normally happen. So you don't even know what the fucking word miracle means.
How are you here then? If God's
You
not
are
real?
not here to ask me
So you're
questions.
fake.
You
So you're
are
fake
here.
then.
You are here to present evidence of God.
So you
And
think that you're fake.
so far, what you've done
And I'll prove
is
my
tell me
evidence. You
that
just don't wanna
animals
believe.
are evidence, that the sky is
Yourself.
evidence,
Yourself.
and that
You
I
being
am evidence.
existed.
Right.
You being
Okay.
existed
Right.
right now
How is
the
that? How
proof.
does that prove God?
You're here, right? You're
How
living,
does
right?
that? How does stop repeating the same shit over and over again? How does
I'm
that
telling
prove
you.
God? How does
You're
that prove
here.
God? So you're just going to
You're
repeat yourself
here.
like a fucking idiot
How's that being an idiot?
You just
because you're
are.
not answering my question.
I am.
No, you're not.
You
If
just
you
don't like
say,
the answer.
listen to your conversation because you're too fucking stupid to understand what I'm saying. I'm saying, what is proof of God? You say I am proof of God, meaning the fact that I am alive right now, that Yoda exists is proof of God. And I say, how does that prove God? And you go, you're here. So you're just repeating the same dumb shit over and over again. That makes you a fucking idiot.
So you think believing in God makes you a
Don't
fucking
ask me
idiot?
what I think, motherfucker. Present the facts. What is the
I just
evidence?
did.
No, you didn't. So you don't know
You
how
just don't
words
like the
work.
facts. You just
Folks,
don't like the
listen to
facts.
this child talk. Listen to this child talk. This is what we get. A fucking child that doesn't understand how words work, that doesn't understand what anything means. This is evidence to him. The fact that you're alive means God is true. So ridiculous.
I hear
All right,
many,
goodbye.
many times.
Goodbye. Such nonsense. Oh my God. All right, Sal wants to come up. Let's see what Sal has to say. Hello, Sal. How you doing? Sal? Oh, I guess Sal came up accidentally. Oh, you see the circular logic that these people, when you believe in fairy tales, you are reduced to sounding like a fucking child.
Yep. He was a parrot. Just kept repeating the same bullshit.
You're alive. That's why God exists. Well, how? How does that
Yeah.
translate into God existing? Well, because you're
You're
alive.
alive you're alive because your dad penetrated your mother. That's why you're alive, and you are like a
You know, it's okay to say that you don't know, right? Like I will tell you without reservation, I have no idea where we came from. I don't know
nope.
why
I
the
don't
planets
either.
exist, why the universe exists. I don't know why I'm alive. I don't know what happens afterwards. That's what you say when you don't have evidence to back things up. When you have evidence,
Yep.
it's called science, right? Where science says
Yep.
we have tried to tear down a theory over and over, because that most of what science is trying to disprove things, right? So if someone comes up and says, like Isaac Newton, I believe there's this force on Earth called gravity. It pulls things down to Earth's surface. When you throw a rock up in the air, it comes down. And so other scientists, excuse me, I got a fucking runaway hair. So other scientists do their best to prove a theory wrong. They either do mathematic calculations, they try to repeat the experiment, and they try to make a theory fail. That's what peer review is, right? And only when the scientists that have tried to prove something wrong cannot prove something wrong is it accepted as a sound theory. So when you ask a scientist why the sky is blue, he will have an answer for that. It has to do with the oxygen in the atmosphere and the sun's rays and shit like that. If you talk about is the sky round, is the earth round or flat? A scientist has the answer for that because there are demonstrable facts that everyone
Right.
can see and acknowledge and witness, right? As opposed to, well, God is real because you're here. Wow, something is really loud in the background.
I got it.
Okay, so this is what frustrates me about speaking. Like, I will give people the opportunity to come up and present evidence, and asking me what I think is not presenting evidence.
Right.
That's ridiculous. Because I didn't make a big claim. I wasn't the one that said God is real. So if you're
Nope,
going
you
to make a
didn't.
big claim, it's like when you're in court, right? And you are accused of a capital crime, right? You can't if I say I'm innocent and the lawyer says, the prosecutor says, can you prove your innocence? And I say, well, I'm innocent because I just told you I'm innocent. Is that how court works? No. You've got to provide an alibi. I was at, the bar down the block at, from 8 to 11, and I have witnesses that can verify
Right.
my whereabouts. That's how proof works. That's how evidence works. The defense lawyer doesn't come up and turn to the prosecutor and go, well, he's innocent because he's here. that doesn't make any sense. Let's see. Rod is now saying the universe began to exist, time, space, and matter had a starting point. Yeah, right. Okay. That doesn't translate to God. He's still trying. He probably went to Wikipedia to try to find evidence, and he just can't. Because there is none. Now, if you want to believe in God, fine. That's none of my business. You can imagine whatever you want to imagine. But if you tell me God is real, well, now you've made a claim that is equivalent to saying, I accuse you of murder. That's a big claim. So when you make a big claim like that, the burden is on you to prove that claim.
That's
And
right.
saying, oh, because I think so, is not how fucking reality works.
Yep. Yeah, he's a child. He just couldn't get over it. And his mentality about the whole thing was childish. So.
And then
And we were
there's
talking about
those.
Trump, if I remember right.
I mean, that's fine. I don't care that he changed the subject, but I mean, the childish approach to trying to have a fucking adult conversation was just mesmerizing to me. Got a couple people joining us. We've got Corey. How you doing, Corey?
Good, how are you?
I'm excellent. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I just think the United States should annex Greenland and enter isolationist policy.
That's fantastic. Good for you.
Yeah, you said Trump suck. How does he suck? Referring to Greenland.
How does he suck? In every way possible.
What are you, a Democrat? Are you moderate left?
Dude, do you have anything to contribute to this conversation?
Yeah, I just said something about Greenland, which
yeah,
Trump pushed
you
for,
did, and I said good for you. What else do you have to say?
America should, deport all the illegals.
Good.
Put American values
Fantastic. First. Right. What American values are you referring to?
Businesses, put our businesses first. Our industry should come first.
Oh, really? So Dump with his tariffs that made farmers go out of business, that kind of America
I don't
first?
agree with his tariffs. I don't
care if you agree or not. You're saying that we should put America first. Did Dump do that?
No, he did not.
Okay, so then...
Did I
so
say
then
I agree with that?
it doesn't matter. You came up here to defend Trump, to question the fact that I said Trump sucks ass. And you start off with some bullshit about Greenland. So are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, I am a Trump supporter. I would
Okay,
rather vote
so
for
that
a man
makes
over
you a
woman.
fucking idiot.
Okay, and you want to vote for a woman to be in office?
Oh, look. Oh, so you're a fucking misogynist too. You are too dumb to talk
I'm a
to.
groiper.
Bye. Holy shit. You want to vote for a woman? Fucking dumbass. Hey, Jones, you didn't load up, so try again if you'd like. Now we have Matt. How you doing, Matt?
Hey, good evening. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you for asking. What's on your mind?
Hey, real quick, hopefully Corey hasn't left yet. If we're going to deport immigrants, can we start with Melania and the anchor baby Barron, please? Let's get those two out of here first, please.
What up, dummies?
And the other anchor baby, oh, you can't wait to speak, so I guess you got to go. I mean, there's several anchor babies, right?
There's plenty of them. I don't know. Ivanka or Ivana's already buried on the
Ivanka's
golf.
children are anchor babies, so
Yeah, let's get rid of them all. Let's start there. Let's get Melania out of here ASAP. She needs to go back to Hungary or wherever she's from. Take Barron with her. Get these anchor babies out of here. Get this whore prostitute first lady out of here ASAP. That's all I had. Appreciate what you're doing. I don't know. Who cares where she's from, Corey? No one cares. She needs to go back where she's from. No one gives a shit where she's from.
And how far do we go back? Because as far as I know, if you're not a Native American, everybody else is an immigrant. So
yeah, that's right, including Corey and me. Corey, let's head on back. You're an idiot, Corey. Hey, Corey, you're an idiot. Corey, my man, you're an idiot. Thanks for staying around to hear it. You need to get out of here, Corey.
All right.
Oh, Corey, by the way, I'm a vet. You can go stick Donald Trump's hand up your ass.
Yeah.
Thanks, Yoddah. Appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you, man. Jones, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing okay, bro.
Look. Oh, by the way, Rod is trying to come back up again. Rod, let me just explain this to you, Rod. You are too dumb to have a conversation with. Okay, so you're not coming back up here. Okay? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jones.
Trump, anybody doesn't realize he's out for self. He's out for his own pocket. He's out for people just saying his name. He's a spoiled child. I'm waiting for the moment where he has that situation that he had with his father where they pour the mashed potatoes on his head. He needs to be humiliated. He needs to be humbled.
Well, I honestly don't care whether he's humiliated or humbled. I just care that and I know this is not going to happen most likely, but I would love to see him in prison. Oh, look at Spyro Don. He says, Donnie Dump will go down as the greatest president in American history. Yes, with 7 S's, he will. Yeah, if you don't compare him to any other presidents, absolutely. Absolutely. Dump is the greatest president since Lincoln. That's what BGB says. By every measure, Dump is literally the worst president in American history. By every fucking measure. If you look at the economy, if you look at job growth, if you look at foreign policy, if anything you look at, he has fucked up. He has lost more jobs than any other president.
Hi, Jonesy. I missed you today.
I'm sorry, I overslept, bro.
At your age, how dare you be
Code. I brought Code J up, but that's just dumb to have music playing when you're a guest.
He did that to be irritative.
But going back to your God discussion, weren't we told as children Santa Claus existed, the Easter Bunny existed, and the Tooth Fairy? So
oh my God! Oh wait, hold on. BGB says mostly women and immigrants lost their jobs. How fucking stupid is this guy? Oh, BGB, you are a ridiculous human being, so I am going to block you forever because holy shit, you really can't be that stupid. Look at Big Daddy says, so sorry, how long have you been afflicted with TDS? I don't know, since you're so sensitive about the fact that a president is being criticized, then maybe you're the one with TDS. I'm looking at facts. You're just a sycophant simp who loves a man romantically, which, hey, that's your business. You can do that. But that makes you a little bit vulnerable to reality. Your love for Donnie Dump, who doesn't give a fuck about you, is really skewing your judgment. Tommy Sano says you can't handle the facts. What facts are you talking about? Let me see if Tommy will come up here and explain the facts. What's the over-under on whether he can explain facts or not?
Well, he damn sure ain't Jack Webb, so we don't have to worry about that shit. Of course, he's too young probably to know who Jack Webb is.
Yeah, was he Joe Friday's partner?
No, remember Joe used to say, "Just the facts, man.
Yeah,
just the facts."
Joe Friday said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So was
that
that the actor Jack Webb?
Yes.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone says Dump is winning. Winning what? For who? Dump is winning in that he's enriching himself daily by taking money from you, but you're too dumb to see that. And so in all caps, you type Dump is winning because you're such a sycophant, such a propaganda parrot that you don't even understand that you're taking it up the bum. Wow. Quite amazing.
Yoddah reminds me of all the victims who defend the people who did wrong things to them. Like my husband still loves me even though he broke my legs. The kid down the block shot me, but he didn't know it was me.
That's the what's they call that? That's the hostage
Stockholm
syndrome.
syndrome?
The hostage syndrome, which comes from the this whatever country it is, but these Dump followers are part of a cult, and they don't know that because they're not smart enough to know that. I'm sorry, say that again.
Gary there, Trump's winning. Big win he's got there going.
Yeah, winning what? What's Dump winning? What's Dump winning for the average American? That's what I'd love to know. What's Dump doing? What's Dump doing to help you? Checking some stuff. Okay.
Yoddah, did you receive your $2,000 or $5,000 check yet from the terrorists? Because I haven't seen mine yet.
Well, according to Dump, there's all this the money that came in. The dividend for every taxpayer would be over $100,000. That's what he promised. He said he said we're all going to get dividends from the tariffs, but that's not how that works. And all he's done is harm the American economy. Because he's a twit.
And create more enemies to this country that we used to have as allies.
Yeah. Tommy says, go to work. What are you doing here, Tommy? That's weird that you're here where I am and telling me that I should be somewhere else. That sounds dumb.
And Yoddah, aren't you getting paid for doing this? even a little bit,
Yeah,
and
my
he isn't.
Soros
So
check,
who's the stupid guy?
my Soros check that I get weekly.
I'm just saying.
I haven't
So
heard that one in a while though. They
basically,
used to accuse me of that every day, of being paid
oh,
during the run up to the 2024 contest. That's what I used to hear every day. Oh, you're being paid by Soros, and I'm like, I wish I was. And if I had been, I would have gladly said it. You know, because why would I hide that? No reason to hide that. I mean, people are sponsored all the time, so
yeah.
there's no shame in being sponsored. I would have gladly been paid by Soros.
I don't even know what he looks like. I hear the name.
I do.
I don't see any
I
picture.
know all about Soros. I've watched several videos about his history. Here's the whole story. He's a billionaire businessman, by all accounts, a legitimate businessman that happens to be supportive of the Democratic Party. That's the whole story. That's
Okay,
it.
so he's guilty of believing what he believes.
Yeah. He's guilty of wanting to support Democrats. The Republicans have billionaires that support them. The Democrats have
Well, the
billionaires that
Koch
support them.
brothers and all them.
Of course. Of course.
Yep.
There's nothing remarkable about that whatsoever. And if I could be one of the
Epstein
people that
supported him.
Soros supported, I would have been happy to.
Yeah.
Sponsored meaning what? So you don't know what the word sponsored means? Cavi Joe, am I as smart as Newsom? I don't know. I haven't seen his tests, and he hasn't, and so I don't know. What a dumb question that is. Are you as smart as a head of cabbage? I doubt it.
I think most of these Trump people are like parrots. Whatever they hear, they just say back without even a
That's
thought.
why I call them propaganda parrots. Absolutely. Janique asks, or states rather, MAGA are in the Kool-Aid and don't even know the flavor yet. They sure are. Sure are. Yeah, Rod Allen, go ahead and tell me the deals that Dump negotiated. Go ahead. Tell me the list of deals that you think Dump negotiated, because I have some bad news for you. What Dump said he did is not true. Right? He lied about the numbers that he gave. He talked about a deal that he did with a country that was twice as much as their entire GDP. So literally impossible. Okay? Literally impossible. But you, because you're fucking dumb, actually believe him. What a shame for you. How sad for you that you believe a glorified carnival barker lying to you consistently, just pouring lies into your ears, and you're too dumb to know. God, what a shame.
I'm still waiting on his health care plan he's promised since 2017. It's going to happen in 2 weeks from there, and 2 weeks from them, and 2 weeks. Never happened. He has a concept of a plan.
So look at what Schiff said. U.S. in the dumps. Look, this is how a grown person is communicating on TikTok. U.S. is in the dumps, and Dems were in charge 22 out of 16, question mark. So he's not even making a statement. He's making, what 22 are you referring to? Because here's the real number. Since World War II, there have been 7 Democratic presidents and 7 Republican presidents. So it's been split 50-50. And you know what happens when Republicans are in charge? The economy takes a shit. And we tend to get into conflicts. Okay? It's very rare that Democrats are in office when conflicts start. All right? So if you want to come up with statistics, why don't you read real statistics instead of the statistics that Donnie Dump is providing you?
And the national debt goes up when Republicans are in office.
Yeah, the economy just takes a shit.
Yep.
every time.
And when was the last time our economy was in a minor surplus? Wasn't it a Democrat who put us in that
Yeah,
Clinton.
situation,
Clinton.
Yeah,
taxing the
Clinton.
rich?
Clinton was
Clinton.
the
Yeah,
only
well,
president
that's
to
funny.
balance the budget and zeroed out the deficit.
And even we paid up our UN dues. We,
Yep.
we
And
were
then
Yeah.
caught up
after
with our
him,
UN dues for the
and
first
after
time.
him, the economy took a shit with Georgie Boy. Not only that, but there
He
were two
went to
beautiful
war.
buildings that were torn down, and a big smoldering hole in downtown Manhattan because Georgie Boy was in charge. It used to infuriate me that people said that Bush kept us safe.
Right.
I was like, oh, you mean aside from the huge attack where almost 3,000 people lost their lives in downtown Manhattan? I mean, aside
And
from
in the
that?
countless lives, I'm sorry, and in all the countless lives I had to go to war in another person's
WAR
country.
overseas, yeah. Yeah.
For what? What do
And
we
by the
gain?
way, there
If we
were
got the
when
oil,
you look
then
at the
maybe they
Middle
had a
East,
point.
when you look at the Middle East, while Georgie Boy was in charge, those two illegal conflicts cost at least over 1 million innocent lives in the Middle East. People that were just sitting watching television on a Friday night, and suddenly armaments collapsed their roof. Just for being alive, these people got wasted.
You know what they're going to call it? Collateral damage.
Well, collateral damage is a calculation that I understand, but the goal is to minimize collateral damage,
Oh
not
yeah,
to just use it as a justification for loss of life, right? So we know collateral damage happens, but when you plan offensives, when you plan to go into another country and challenge those people and do violence in somebody else's country, the goal is to minimize collateral damage. Yes, and Rich, is it Richel? Has a great point. Collateral damage means terrorism builder, because that's almost always what you guarantee when you go into someone's country and start leveling people for no reason. You build resentment, and those are future terrorists. You know, if you're 10 years old and you're at your friend's house and you come home and there's a big smoldering hole where your family used to be, and mom, dad, and sister are now gone, and then you found out that that armament was from an American plane, there's a good chance you're going to hate America.
and why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It was done to us. Like we blame the Saudis and all that for what happened.
And remember, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter.
Yep. Just look at the American Revolution. The English saw us as upstarts, and we
We
saw them
were
as
we were the
tyrants.
terrorist group.
Yep.
King
People
George
forget
thought that
this.
we were terrorists. And listen, I this is a side note, but I got to give the founders credit for one thing. I mean, with all their flaws, the fact that they took on a huge military, the most successful navy in world history up to that point, and their attitude was "fuck you." That you got to give them credit for that.
Well, look back even 50 years of Vietnam.
Oh, look
They
at
basically told the
Craig.
most powerful
Look at
nation,
Craig
you're not going
saying,
to break
"If
us.
you don't like it here, move to Venezuela." Oh, Craig, I'm so happy that you're willing to admit that you're un-American, because that is an un-American sentiment, Craig. Because the forefathers said, if you don't like what's going on here, you work hard to make it better. That's what an American does. So, Craig, you are un-American and likely a piece of shit, dummy. But I'm just assuming that. Bob Borden, wow, says, poke the hornet's nest and he forgot the apostrophe because he doesn't know how to write. Poke the hornet's nest, prepare to be stung. Ooh, how philosophical of you.
Okay, bring your bitch ass up. I'm ready.
Yeah. I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about.
I don't either. I've been stung before, so come on up. Let's see what your sting looks like.
I don't know if he's talking about himself. I don't know what he's referring to.
I don't know.
But he does sound like an idiot.
I'm sure he's a person that never served in the military.
That's true.
Well,
Lack of discipline.
that's a fair guess since only 1% of people serve in the military. So, you know,
Okay,
the odds are in your favor, Danny.
I know.
Bob, I can't invite you up because you probably have a private account or something, but you can request up. And I want to hear your brilliant philosophy. I want to hear more of your genius thinking. I love how we're having a conversation, we're sharing our ideas, and in the middle of this, Bob writes, "Poke the hornet's nest, prepare to be stung." What a goofball. James
And don't
Ellison,
answer
acting like a 7-year-old boy, says, "Dump is the best. Don't say mean things about my daddy, Dump." That's what you sound like, James. You sound like an idiot. Oh, God, your photo looks like maybe you're missing a couple of chromosomes. Yeeks. And Craig says, "I knew exactly what he meant. Good for you." Craig says, "Now you're just ridiculous." Oh, it hurts me so much that you have a negative opinion of me. The host thinks people who believe in God is dumb. Oh, thank you for proving my point. The host thinks people who believe in God is dumb. Oh, you can't make this shit up, folks. You really can't make this shit up. Thank you, Danny, for cleaning up my gift goal. Holy shit, that's hilarious. You really just can't make this stuff up. Rod says, "That's why you are laughing now." What does that mean? I'm laughing at you, Rod, because you sound like an idiot. You wrote this. You had time to check, what you wrote before you submitted it. And even though it's bad grammar, you still submitted it because you're dumb. So you're proving my point. I have a right to think you're dumb because you sound dumb.
You think Rod is a short bus guy?
I think Rod is let's hide him in the basement guy. Dave, who knew MAGA was the biggest bootlickers? Yeah, who knew? I mean, MAGA hats always cosplayed as alpha males, right? Oh, let's go meet in the woods and pretend we're Minutemen while we drink Old Milwaukee and circle jerk each other. And we're going to pretend that we're going to fight a tyrannical government. And the moment that the government becomes tyrannical, they just bend over and take it up the snaz. Holy shit, man.
All of a sudden, they can't find their poo-poos and their freedom fries. They can't find it.
Bob says, "What race of people have the worst grammar?" Oh, you're trying to be racist, Bob? Well, you can go fuck yourself.
I think NASCAR drivers. Well, you said race, so I say NASCAR drivers. I give it to NASCAR drivers.
Yeah, they're limited vocabulary. Left turn, left turn, left
Turn.
turn, left turn.
Bob. I mean, I love that. What race of people have the worst vocabulary?
Yeah.
Hello,
Toothless
Sandy from
MAGA?
redneck
Virginia.
from Dumb Pakistan.
Yeah.
MAGA for 100 points?
I mean, you know, here's the thing. I'm a realist, and I do my best to base my life on facts. So I know the broader question of who has the lowest education in America is Hispanics, and I say that as being a Hispanic because I'm honest, and I know that's true because we can track scores, and we know that group of people in America has the lowest test scores and has the lowest level of education.
But it's
But that's
also
not what Bob was
where the
going
funds are
for.
going to their. No, I'm just saying. But you also got to look how good are their schools?
Oh, they're
How good
terrible
is the
because
commitment to
America is the
improving?
only
I'm
developed
just saying.
country where the quality of your education is based on how much tax you pay. No other country organizes education that way. They believe that education is a right. Rod Allen says, ICE gonna deport you? You're talking to me, Rod? I'll tell you what, Rod. Being that you are a man of color, you make me sick, dude. You are a piece of shit for real. And I'll tell you what, when ICE comes to get me, I hope that you kick my door in. I hope that you're running point on that. Because I'd love to welcome you into my dwelling. Okay? So you are a self-hating minority, and I have no fucking room for you in my life. So you got to go because you are truly a piece of shit.
Was he black?
Yeah. Yeah. A man of color that is rooting for ICE. And then he said,
Wow.
I'm calling ICE on you. What a pussy. What a fucking pussy.
Does he mean iced tea, ice cube, or vanilla ice?
No, he's talking about the ICE that we're talking about. And I don't find anything funny about it because he's a piece of shit. He is why Harriet Tubman carried a weapon. Because he's a turncoat piece of shit, Sambo Oreo motherfucker.
He's Steven. He's a Steven. From Django, he's Steven.
Michael Parrish says, you don't like opposition? I don't care about opposition. If you want to come up and say something opposing, feel free. As a matter of fact, let's see. I'll try to invite you. Here you go. I'm inviting you, Michael. Come up and be opposition.
And don't be contrary to be contrary.
I mean, you can be. I don't care. I'm not putting any conditions up. Come up and be opposition. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you say. Oh, wow. He's not coming up. Wow. How weird. How strange. He's trying to castigate me about opposition, and then when I invite him up, he doesn't come up. That's weird. What does that say about Michael? Let's see. What does that say? I mean, we know he's a YT, because that looks like his photo. So what's up, Michael? You thought I was scared of you or something? So where are you?
Yeah.
You talked
he's
about
all mouth. He's a coward.
So oh God, Michael, you're a coward. You're being called a coward, Michael. That stinks. That stinks for you. But I have to concur since you talk shit but then didn't come up. So guess what? You get blocked. You know, you guys can say anything you want in the chat. But when you challenge me and then I invite you up and you don't come up, that means you're a pussy and you got to go. Because I don't hang out with pussies. I don't associate with punks like that. So. Oh, you don't understand the word castigate? This guy asked if he's trying to castrate me. I said castigate, you dumb fuck. Jesus. Too stupid. Too stupid to live. Just too
You
stupid
can't make
to
this
fucking
shit
live.
up.
I I, I
Damn
block I
Richard.
blocked him just for sheer stupidity. That's just one of the dumbest
Yeah.
things. Holy shit.
Damn. He must have graduated from dumb Pakistan high
Oh
school.
my god. I doubt he ever read a book in his life.
I
I
think he
doubt
didn't
he
even
ever
get
went to
past
school.
grammar.
I'm guessing he flunked out of kindergarten and it's all downhill since then. Oh fuck. So Real wants to come up. Hello, Real. How you doing?
What's going on? I'm doing good. What about you?
Another day in paradise. Thank you for asking. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I definitely disagree with the prompt. It's completely wrong. Trump does not suck ass. He sucks dick. And I mean, if you look at him, like he has dick sucking lips, man. I mean, like literally just take one look at him. I
All
mean, Bill
right.
Don't
Clinton.
want him.
Fair
I'm sure.
fair
I'm sure
enough.
Bill
So
Clinton.
then when the next time you go live, that can be your subject line. So
Yeah, I'll
anything else
definitely
on
make
your
sure.
mind?
No, that was pretty much it.
Cool. Thanks. Okay. Someone said he ate crayons. Yeah, probably some lead paint too. He was probably
Well,
one of
they
those
do look
kids
like potato chips.
that was licking the walls and getting lead poisoning.
Actually, that was kind of insulting to Marines, or the only one that eats crayons. So,
Would you people grow up? Oh, Freedom doesn't like what we're saying. So Freedom, come up and help us grow up.
yeah.
Here, I can't invite you because it looks like you probably have a private account, but feel free to come up and help us grow up. Tell us the error of our ways and explain what we need to do to grow up. I would welcome the feedback. Zula Man said he's the reason they took lead out of paint. Yeah. What's the matter, Freedom? Don't know how to request up? Not
I
smart
think he
enough to
doesn't
figure
have the
that out?
buck 05.
I have a feeling he's a coward like the other guy was,
Jones, did you just say Freedom cost $1.05?
Yeah, you remember that thing from
Yeah.
South Park?
Team
Freedom.
America,
I
not
think
South
now,
Park. It wasn't
yeah,
South
yeah,
Park. It was Team
now,
America.
yeah, and I think it's also now it's because of inflation, everything $3.50.
Yeah. Yeah, let me tell
It's
you,
the Loch Ness
when
monster.
I heard that snowpocalypse was coming, I ordered groceries and fucking hell and this was shortly after the new tariff announcement, after the Supreme Court struck him down, he raised tariffs again and everything was more expensive.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, because I had, I go shopping like 2 or 3 times a week because I don't like food to spoil. So
Mhm.
I buy a small amount every time I go. So I know what things cost, and like there was something, just one example that cost $5 just a week ago. And then I went and bought it Thursday or Friday, whatever. And it fucking went up to $6.50, which is over 25% increase. It's nuts. Oh, you think Freedom is a bot? Maybe. It could be. Let's see. Yeah, 40 followers. Yeah, possibly. But yeah, it's this has been another great example of how dumb MAGA hats are. Now we have Joe Queen Bee. Whoa. This looks like saying thanks, dump, meaning, yeah, I see. I see the icon you use, the hand to the head. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Joe Queen Bee. The dump is just screwing us left and right. And the MAGA hats keep saying, thank you, sir. May I have another? Every time dump shuts down their businesses, or hurts the economy in any way, these MAGA hats are like, yeah, give us more of that. Give us more. We haven't had a jobs report since last year because Dump doesn't want to reveal that he's losing jobs. This economy is hemorrhaging jobs. I think I heard that Dump has hemorrhaged more jobs than any other president. So, there's that. But the MAGA hats are like, Dump is the best president ever. Unemployment has doubled for black people. Dump is the greatest. People losing their rights according to the Constitution. Oh, Dump is great. And JSO, whatever, please don't type in all caps. By saying the economy is booming, it doesn't matter how many O's you put in the word booming. It's just not true. We track these things. There's public records for the economy. And you can compare Dump's economy to Biden's economy or to Obama's economy, and you'll know that what you're saying is not true. So the fact that you're just saying that means that you're an idiot. That was me. This is his comeback. That was me just yelling the truth in excitement. No, that was you yelling your imagination. F your band 2. F your band 2 says, so Dump sucks ass. You talk like a man with experience. Oh, what a burn. Oh, how severe your tongue lashing is. Oh, I can't believe how sick your wit is. Oh, God. That's the kind of thing that I expect to hear in a third grade fucking recess. Oh, Jesu says, Democrats love running artificial economies that crash our economy years later. So let's see. So when we have money and jobs, that's an artificial economy. You see how these MAGA hats have to twist themselves into pretzels to desperately come up with some kind of justification or explanation as to why Dump is such an enormous failure. In his first term, he was a failure, and now in his second term, he's a failure. And they love him so much, they just sit there on their knees, cupping his sack with their mouth open, just waiting for him to fill their fucking throat again. And, oh, he's the best. Fuck, man. Jesu says, bro laughing at himself. By the way, himself is one word, you tard. Acting like Clinton's housing policies didn't royally FK us. Dude, look at you're trying to point out one policy, and maybe you're right about the one policy. If you look at the overall economy under Clinton, it was pretty fucking good. There was lots of money rolling around. Some of it was, fucked up, the internet bubble, the whole thing. But when you look at the fact that Clinton is the only president to balance the budget and zero out the deficit, for you to criticize that means that you don't understand how economies work. Okay? So go ahead and criticize a specific policy. I'll even take it for granted that you're right about that. So fucking what? Obama had shitty policies too. But on balance, he was an excellent president because that's what the facts show. It's not my feelings. I don't know Obama, okay? He's not part of my family. He's not a friend of mine. I think he did some shitty things while he was in office. But I'm a realist, and I look at the whole picture. And on balance, he was an excellent president. Yes, Joe, Queen Bee, they love his racism. That is for sure. Jay, listen to this sentence that Jay Sao, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that ridiculous name right, wrote. Who needs spell check when you have you available, son? He wrote that.
What does that even
And then
mean?
after he wrote it, he submitted he hit enter to send it.
Holy shit.
Jay says it was a fake fucking economy, bro. The bubble bursts. It wasn't real. Sure. So all those high income jobs weren't real. So all those people buying houses weren't real. Okay. So all that affordable living wasn't real. Sure. That makes sense. The bottom didn't fall out. The bottom fell out of one sector. Okay? The internet boom was, the bubble did burst on the internet boom, but that's one sector. That wasn't the entire economy. You really don't know how economies work. You're not smart. Everything you're saying proves you're not smart. You should really go to another live where they have more remedial subject matter for you to handle, because you don't really know what the fuck you're talking about. Anyway,
Yoda,
yeah.
sorry, Yoda. What surprises me is, didn't Ben Stein say tariffs were bad? Didn't a lot of the Republican hardcore conservatives say back in the day, in the 70s and so on, tariffs are bad? Even Reagan said tariffs are bad. Why are they now good?
They're not. You just have Dump and one other guy who's one of his appointees that say they're good. Those are the only two people on planet Earth that are saying tariffs are good. Tariffs are part of the reason why the Great Depression was as long as it was. Also, deporting immigrants hurt the economy as well during that time. So Dump is just doing everything that guarantees that the economy is shitty and that he and his vulture friends can buy everything for pennies on the dollar. So, let's see. Enrique Jackson. Enrique, that's a Spanish name, isn't it? So it sounds like you're probably a minority, and you're asking, are you begging for reparations too? And you use the wrong "to" because it's TOO, you fucking dummy. And since you're spamming with 3 questions over and over and over again, I'm going to block you because you truly are too dumb for this conversation. By the way, did anyone ever hear me ask for reparations today or any other time?
Nope. I haven't heard that
Nope.
yet.
I've never. I'm not against reparations, but I've never once brought up the subject of reparations. So for this dumb, self-hating minority to be like, "Are you begging for reparations too?" and then using the wrong "to," it's not that hard. There's only three options. I know the American language is dumb with all the homophones, but I mean, come on, figure it out. English is not my first language. How did I master it better than a fucking native born? Or maybe he's not native born. I don't even know. Enrique Jackson definitely sounds like a minority name. Mad Dog says, you know what? I'm going to block you from being unintelligent and ignorant. I don't know what that means. You mean that you're unintelligent and ignorant? That's what it sounds like. But I'll tell you what, I'll block you first. Do Democrats understand the concept of legal immigration? Well, Jesu, why don't you come up and explain it to us? I'd love to hear your thoughts on immigration. Let's see. Yeah, come up. Come up and talk to me about immigration. What's the over-under that Jesu is going to know anything about immigration? Matthew B. says thoughts on Newsom. Then he comes up with another one saying remarks.
I'm guessing he's asking about what we think about Newsom's remarks. About what?
Matthew B. also said before that Gavin Newsom over here saying, I'm just like you guys. My IQ is in the 900s, and there's no apostrophe in 900s, but you put one anyway, and I can't read either. So, Matthew, it sounds like maybe you're in a room with not enough oxygen because you're just babbling incoherently. Jesu, come up and have a conversation. Tell me about immigration. I want you to educate me on immigration. And we'll see who knows more about it. By the way, I don't want to spoil it, but I know more than you do about immigration. I guarantee you that. Guarantee you that. So come up. If you're not a pussy, which you sound like, come up and tell me. Get a job writes Newsom sucks Azz. So clever. Okay, so Jesu, you're obviously not coming up, so I'm going to block you because you are intolerably ridiculous. Oh my God. Look at this question that he writes. And he puts the question mark in the middle of the question. And then again at the end, like he wrote, is it true that Democrats are saying Black and brown people do not know how to obtain or present an ID? I am so glad I blocked that idiot. You know, I wasn't up here for a whole week. I was up here last Monday, and then I took the rest of the week off. And I thought someone was going to come up here today, and I won't say who, but that's why I made a provocative title, provocative subject over my head. And the MAGA hats didn't disappoint. They came out in droves and said the dumbest things. Jones, did you hear the conversation we had with that guy who was saying God is real?
Yeah, I heard. That's why I brought up the Tooth Fairy, Santa Claus,
Yeah.
and the Easter Bunny.
Yeah, I've asked that question in the past. I was like, we teach children a lot of fairy tales, right? I don't know why. Most fairy tales, I think, are like an attempt to establish morality and, give children examples of, good and bad and, all that kind of shit. And, we make up fairy tales about Pinocchio and about, Jack and the Beanstalk and the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus and God, right? Those are all fairy tales as far as I'm concerned. So I always wonder, why is it so easy for people to shed certain fairy tales, except the one, right? We let go of Santa Claus. We let go of Pinocchio. We let go of the Tooth Fairy. We let go of Jack and the Beanstalk. No adult person thinks those things are real that I know of, that I've ever heard of. I've never heard an adult say that those things are real. But I hear plenty of adults that decided that that one fairy tale was absolutely real.
But it's their version of the fairy tale.
Well, literally, it's
If you
everybody's
contradict
version.
what-
Each individual is imagining something, you know, and no two individuals are imagining the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So it's and I don't even fault anyone for believing what they believe. I fault people for trying to convince me it's real. You know, you're entitled to your version of what happens after you croak. You're entitled to believe that, you know, some bearded guy in the sky runs the universe. You can believe that. But why are you trying to convince me it's real? It's your imagination. Just like whatever I believe is my imagination.
Yeah, it's perception. Just because your mind thinks it doesn't make it real.
Yeah. I was on someone's live who this is all he does is read passages from the Bible and debate with people about God and stuff like that. And I was on the panel, and he was like, "Well, God is real because you're saying the word God." And I said, "So that means unicorns are real too, because I just said the word unicorn."
Yeah, and
Like, is
dragons.
Darth Vader real? But this is what I mean by, like, this is why I call them children, because their logic is childish. That's an extremely childish thing to say. Oh, if you can say it, it must be real. Like, what are you fucking talking about?
And then also this whole pill, blue pill bullshit. Man, take from a better damn franchise. I love The Matrix, but there are better ones.
So what is your objection to that metaphor?
Because, one, if everybody saw things for real, could they handle it? Could they hand reality straight up? Because that's what they're saying
I think
take
the answer is yes, but again, what is your objection to that metaphor of red pill, blue pill?
because there's more than two things. There are some people who believe in weaving it where it becomes almost like a purple pill. There's also the third one. I want reality up to a point, and then I'll believe what I'm going to believe.
Okay. So you came up with another metaphor that's very similar to the first one.
But I'm just saying, there's always shades between everything that we all
I understand,
like.
but
I believe
that
in
doesn't
this,
explain why the first metaphor is problematic.
Basically, it's just there is no simple answers.
Okay, so you prefer a
I
slightly
mean,
different metaphor. Okay.
yeah. I mean, I'm just like, just to say good or evil, right or wrong. There's a sliding scale. You could be right, and there's going to be
Well,
part of you that's going to
that's
be
not
wrong
what blue
about
pill and
it.
red pill is about. Blue pill and red pill is not about right or wrong or good or evil. It's about reality versus fiction. So what's wrong with stripping away the fiction and seeing reality?
I don't know. It's like, I guess it's a good metaphor, but it's like the rude awakening situation. Once you realize what you're in, do you really want to know about it, or do you want to stay asleep?
Well, that question is asked before they take the pill, right? The choice is, stay ignorant and unaware of reality, or find out what reality is, right? So that if you're choosing the red pill, that means you don't want to stay ignorant. Oh my God, someone wrote dump is love. What? How deep do you have to be in the cult to write that? That's like saying God is love. Oh my God, and this is another man of color. Another man of color. He calls himself right-wing woke. Wow. 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 Liberals are the enemy.
I guess what I mean by the red pill, blue pill thing is the ones who are using it as a metaphor. I guess the metaphor is great. It's those who are co-opted it into their own belief system. And I think a lot of them are still blue pill people. They just don't, they're colorblind.
So give me an example of someone co-opting it into their belief system.
Well, MAGA, they're the ones who are, we're the red pill people, and we're the ones who are awake and we know what's really happening.
MAGA didn't start
Are
red
you?
pill. I mean, the red pill concept was started by Curtis Yarvin, which is not his real name. That's his pen name. And he's got acolytes like J.D. Vance and Stephen Miller. These are the guys that believe in, hyper masculinity and all that stuff. And that is an example of someone that co-opted the Matrix concept of red pill, blue pill, and fit it to their concept of, women need to stay in their place and all that other stuff. It's basically a bunch of guys that don't know how to get laid, and they're blaming women for that.
You mean
So
the incel?
so that's an example of what you're talking about, someone that co-opted it, but it wasn't necessarily MAGA that did that. But, again, I think that the red pill community is a bunch of punks. They're just a bunch of whiny dudes that don't have any game, because guys that are getting laid are not complaining about women. Like I got plenty of women in my life, so I'm not a red pill guy. I don't need to be. But that's because I've seen tons of red pill content, and it's just whiny guys. Oh, women are so mean. Women are this. Women are that. Just whiny.
Well,
Camel
a lot of
head
that thing.
Harris sucks aum thin else. Stickman. Oh, you're a weird YT dude, huh, Stickman? Are you mad because your skin doesn't adapt to the environment like mine does? Is that what you're mad about? Or maybe you have a micropene? Is that what you're mad about? Camel head? What's camel head mean? Camel head Harris? And not even Harris. Hair ass. Hair ass. Harry Rass. No, it's Harry Rass. He wrote Harry Rass. I think he was going for Harris, but he actually wrote Hariras. Stickman, you're a fucking clown, man. Oh, wow. Oh, I still can't get over a man of color writing dump is love. And this looks like a legit account, too. Listen to how he describes himself. Dangerous, bastardized philosophy from a disillusioned Cosby kid. Danny, if that guy wound up in your on your team when you were in the Army. How do you think you'd handle this guy? Danny, you still there? Oh, Danny might have snoozed. Wow, what a weirdo.
I could tell you from my point of view as an Army person, we let him go off by himself. We'd send him ahead.
Would you give him a blanket party?
Probably. Or what was that? That meatballs. We would put him in the middle of the lake on his boat, on the bed. Put him right in the middle of the lake on his bed.
Sandre, probably a burner account. Would rather have dumped than a brain dead elderly man or a woman that can't talk her way out of a sentence. Can't talk her way out of a sentence. You mean like you just did? Can't talk her way out of a sentence? That doesn't make any fucking sense. You do realize that, don't you? Are you smart enough to realize how dumb you are? I don't think so. Can't talk her way out of a sentence. That's what you said. Wow. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Oh, wow. Ah, I really, every time I'm away from MAGA hats for any length of time, I always need a refresher for how dumb they are. Like, I know how dumb they are, but I guess I just let that always sink to the back of my mind, and then I'm always shocked to be reminded of how dumb they are. It's wild. Anyway, let me just check again. Danny, are you there? If you are, you'd have to unmute. Hey, Danny. All right, I think Danny probably got called away. But Jones, any final thoughts before we wrap things up?
Well, my problem with everything that's going on is people have this false comfort instead of trying to be correct.
All right. Excellent. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining. All right, folks, that's it for this evening's show. Thank you, everybody that participated, that made comments, tapped away, all that good stuff. I'm here Monday through Saturday, 10 p.m., and hopefully this week will be the week that I do all 6 days. We'll see. But until then, peace, love, and granola.